Here's the fourth quarterfinal. Again, the human versus night elf matchup. We have Colorful versus Chaemiko. And we start on Amazonia.
Yeah, and there's always an interesting dynamic going into this kind of match where two night elf versus human happened, and they were both clearly watching those games. So now they get to kind of like, have taken some notes. Maybe they saw something that they liked that they want to try and do themselves. Hopefully, Colorful is not going to go for the tunnel attack that Foggy went for.
We'll see. We'll see if he has the time for it anyway. I think Chaemiko will play one base here. The typical push strat. But with Chaemiko, you never know. He doesn't strike me as much as an expansion player, especially versus Colorful. You should know that he loves the Demon Hunter. You should know that he loves Immolation. So if I would be on Chaemiko's level, which of course I'm way apart from, I would not go for an expansion here at all to not give him that Immolation opening.
Yeah. And also, Chaemiko is very good on both 1 or 2 bases. I think later on, if there is a map played where you would be able to anticipate Warden a lot of the time, like let's say Echo Island stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if Chaemiko did the style that we saw him do against LawLiet, where you straight expand and then harass a lot. But yeah, on this map, if you're playing against standard Demon Hunter, like it's just going to be a lot of the time Rifle Caster with Naga second, a decent amount of creeping, then maybe you push at some point.
It could also be a Blood Mage. We haven't seen him today, but he was played, especially on AZ, quite a bit to outdrain the Demon Hunter and give some mana over.
Actually, it looks hilarious when I see a Blood Mage against Demon Hunter, because Demon Hunter is the one supposed to burn mana, and then it's like he's completely out of his league.
Yeah.
Like,
especially with a level 2 Siphon. Like 30 mana per second is so insane.
Yeah. I think even level 1 is just crazy. Like Siphon is way too good.
That was a sick creep by Chaemiko. That was picture perfect. Lightning Shield on Archmage to deal with the rogues. Militia to deal with the other wizard thingy here. That's super fast.
Look at the chat.
Ring indeed.
For both of them.
Oh man, that's the worst items possible for Chaemiko. With the Slippers.
I think Slippers is okay. A little bit of attack speed, a little bit of armor. The worst is Gauntlet of Strength and Ring. When I find Gauntlet of Strength and Ring, I ask my opponent for regame like I did against Seppi.
That was so hilarious for Seppi that he asked, like, really? Slap him out. That was so good. I didn't expect him to respond at all.
Yeah, same. I replied.
That was so
and
good.
I was like, no, not real. That was like, unless...
These extra flavor to these games. I like it.
It was for entertainment, yeah.
Yeah.
While getting demolished, it can be nice to have a little bit of something to laugh about as well.
True that. We have a Shadow Priest for Colorful, and Chaemiko took out the Murloc. That's an interesting creep route. I haven't seen before, I think.
This is like similar to what happens in Human Mirror, where like one of the humans tries to go and prevent that Kobold camp from being crept, so that basically you prevent the opponent from getting level 3. Usually if you skip your Arcane Tower, it can be a good thing to do, because then you don't get punished by White Elementals level 2. So the counter to that is to bring a lot of militia, but because there was a lot of archers plus a healthy Demon Hunter, I like that Chaemiko actually aborted that plan, realizing it wasn't going to work out and he was going to lose a lot of peasants.
Is he trying again? I think he is. Demon Hunter is right around the corner with boots now, and there's Bash on this camp. This is kind of risky, but...
I think he just wants a small one, I guess. Or not. He's going to get checked.
Well, that's a big...
Very bad.
Getting 1 footman? Oh my. If he loses that Taskmaster, that's pretty much a disaster.
Well, this guy is called the Taskmaster?
Yeah, the Goblin Taskmaster. And the Demon Hunter got it, didn't he? Huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Claws, of course, nice now, but man, big experience for the DH. And almost 2 footmen, but Chaemiko's micro is crazy good again.
But I can't believe that guy is called the Taskmaster. That's the next villain in the Black Widow movie. He imitates the attacks from somebody and replicates them.
That would be sick, though. If you throw a coil on this Taskmaster, he just flips it back. Yeah. Happy would be so tilted if this mechanic would be in the game.
Oh my god. Hey, it would be fine for human, because we have units that do 0 damage to him, so he would do 0 damage to us.
Of course.
He'd just be like tickling each other.
Or he throws a Stormbolt in your face and then...
Yeah. You never stumble that guy, I guess. Demon trying to get level 3 here. Very important against a 1-base human or 1-base anybody to get the fast demon. Oh my god, Archmage kills it. This is unacceptable. Oh, that was sick.
That was super sick. I mean, you could play around it a little better if you're colorful, I guess, but also amazing timing for Chaemiko, dropping into the base where the lore has been planted right now.
This is game winning, because like now he gets a cancel on the lore. Demon's not level 3. So regardless of what second hero Chaemiko is going to go for, like Demon's just going to be not nearly as good. Like he has to creep a bunch extra in order to get that. And the second lore might get cancelled.
Oh,
yes.
This is so expensive. God. And we will see a Blood Mage. We saw it in the altar. It's almost done. Whew, Colorful has a rough early game here. 2 rings.
It's a disaster.
It's a disaster, indeed. Still needs a shop to heal this up, so Chaemiko has to slow down things a bit. I guess can of course have water elementals, but oh, that's a good shot for Couple now, getting siphoned right away.
I like the creeping on the other side here with the Ancient of War already set up. I think you just go for like a ton of bears here. If you're colorful, maybe you save a little bit of gold and then you add a good amount of dryads and giants. It's kind of the same as like what we saw before.
Yeah.
You try and counter a tier 2 army with a tier 3 army eventually.
I wonder if he has the time, because his lores got cancelled already. Blood Mage is out, creeping the shop for potential scrolls, and then just push at 50, 55.
And I'm guessing it's going to be banished second.
Yeah, I think so too.
Nobody ever goes Flame Strike.
Which is a shame because it's so beautiful. But yeah, I can understand. It's so cool to disable the Demon Hunter. It either forces a Dispel, which you don't really want to waste on Banish, or there's just no damage and good control on the Demon.
Yeah, your potential for saving units is also absurd with this. Like, you're never supposed to lose a hero. As soon as he starts getting targeted, you can banish it immediately. Same with rifles and stuff, so...
And the bears, the duration on bears is insane, so they don't do anything as well. So yeah, it's a really good spell.
They can never have enough Abolish to remove water elementals, deals with slow, and deal with Abolish.
Yeah. That's the thing, like either it forces a lot of Wisp and then it's really expensive, or it forces a lot of Dryads and you hard counter it with rifles. Really tough spot for the Night Elf.
Militia is actually coming, but I think he was just for if there was going to be a fight there, or does he actually go?
I think
he's actually going.
Yeah.
The police!
So, I would love to know what the state of master training is. It just must be late.
5 minutes. WSS going to figure it out eventually.
So, Demon Hunter has no mana anymore. No burns. Decent right clicks, of course, but starts to siphon immediately. There's so many water elementals if he transfers it.
It is orb really bad as well. Oh no, he has it on the Naga.
Yeah. Yeah, to spread it a little more, I guess, but Demon Hunter is so low. Has to use Reju. And it's once again a time during day push. This is just really smart. Okay, master training is done. But only 2 bears.
Yeah, it needs way more. And Naga is not level 3, right?
No.
Like Fort Lightning level 2 here would be massive. That demon he's the one without mana the whole time. Seriously, Mana Siphon's gonna get nerfed. Like, there's no way it's gonna stay like this.
Yeah, but I'm kind of surprised it doesn't get abused more.
Yeah. It has some downsides. Like, now he was doing well the entire game, right? After the Archmage stole the creep and stuff. But in a game where you have no momentum, it's not like it's gonna help you be a great comeback mechanic, I think, necessarily.
Yeah, true. You need to be able... Oh, wow. Actually, Town Portal's out? Everything is hurt, I guess.
He has a bunch of low hit points units, and he saw that there was 3 healthy bears, so he's like, I'll get out. So even though there was no mana on those heroes, from Colorful, he knows that it's day, like Moonwells are not replenishing yet. So I don't hate it. He didn't really lose much here during the push.
Still 50 supply. A little bit low on lumber again. But yeah, creeping now.
I'm assuming rifles are at least 1-0.
Should be.
Would be interesting to see whether he gets like +2 attack and mass rifles, or if he transitions into like maybe breakers and double sanctum, which we haven't seen as much against elf. Like against this style, it would be good. Interestingly enough, humans, they do that against orc nowadays.
Yeah, I saw that too. Was it yesterday? Yumiko tried it a lot. But I mean, Yumiko is Yumiko and not super high level. And he always had his very own head. But yeah, mass breakers.
Yumiko's crazy.
Yumiko is crazy indeed.
I remember when I played for mouse sports and he was on mouse as well. And he was like Sase, me, fly, Yumiko. He was always doing these builds where he was opening like Blizzard first and stuff.
Yeah,
and there was this one WC3 season we played in Shangcha, and I was watching his games, and I was telling the other guys, I was like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, how about playing standard?
Yeah, man.
You can beat these guys. Like, why are you doing these builds? Like, he was almost never winning. Every time he played, he lost.
I felt so bad for you guys back in the day because Yumiko apparently was seeded every single clan war, and he lost every single game. It looked so horrible.
Yeah.
But he got better eventually.
Yeah. Me and Fly were carrying. I remember we tried to get, because MYM had like both Moon and Grubby, so we tried to get them, but they dodged us. They went on the other matches. So me and Fly won our solo, but then we lost everything else, like the 2-on-2. I remember I played with Azuops, the 2-on-2, and then the game was going long at that Mass Expo, and then suddenly like mass chimps appeared from above the trees.
You played Human Undead?
I think so, yeah.
Damn.
All right, here we go. Wisps are coming in. There is no TP for Human, right? I think he's very committed to this fight.
Yeah.
He needs to kite.
He has a
He's
heal.
not kiting.
Not at all. There's also limited banishes on the bears, so they are not slowed down. Siphon, that exposes the Blood Mage, though. One banish here. Oh, the mana burn was pretty big.
He has greater healing.
Yeah, okay.
Invuln as well. This is the downside of Blood Mage. Is like in these fights, even though you have Siphon, you take the mana away and then you banish some units, but it's still not really winning you the fight, right?
Yeah, and the bears can constantly connect. There's not enough slow. There's not enough crowd control. Needs a heal scroll, I guess. This Blood Mage is about to die, and Chaemiko sees it as well. Colorful, winning game 1. I have to eat my words here. I was pretty sure that Chaemiko would take this fairly easy.
You don't hear the bells in the back, do you?
No.
Okay, there's like some very loud bells.
Time for church.
No, I live next to the rat house, so every 3 hours they play like a whole melody of bells and whatever.
Oh, how nice!
Yeah, it's great. I love it. My highlight of the day, especially when I go to bed at 8 a.m. and they play the whole music at 12.
What the fuck? At 12, really?
Yeah, every 3 hours.
Even at night. What the fuck? Cologne is crazy.
No. I meant noon.
Around noon. Okay.
I go to bed at 8 a.m., which. You know,
oh yeah, of course.
If you're a Twitch streamer, it's kind of like routine.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy that I live in a shared flat, so I have a somewhat normal schedule.
Yeah.
If I would be
you
living
couldn't
alone,
stream at night, could you?
I did. Like, if there's a tournament, I do it, but I let them know and I try to be calm.
Yeah.
They accept it. They always say it's not that bad, but.
Do you have some foam thing that you put on the wall to
yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it helps too much though. I think the problem is the door. I think it's made of paper or something. You can hear everything through the door.
Okay, yeah, that's not good. You need to get your own place, man. I can scream at 4 a.m. Nobody ever sees anything.
but then it's maybe the neighbors. Like, what the fuck are you doing at 4 a.m.?
No, they never say anything. Like my neighbors have never complained once, and I've played PUBG at like 4 or 5 a.m. screaming on top of my lungs. It's amazing. And then people ask me like, "Why don't you move stuff?" I'm like, "No, I'm never moving ever." Like,
maybe you're too intimidating for them.
No.
Ask you to shut up.
I think it's just very well isolated. I almost never hear anything from like the other apartments.
Oh, that's lucky then.
Yeah. Like I went to watch UFC fights at my friend one time, and like the main card starts at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
We're just like, I don't know, 8 people, and we're talking like, you know, not super quiet, but not super loud either. And his neighbors freaked out. Like, just knock on the door, like, wait, we're gonna complain to the landlord and stuff. I'm like, oh,
holy
God.
shit. Yeah.
I'm like, I have it so good at my apartment for sure with that.
Yeah, I'm kind of cursed with that as well. Like in the apartment above me, if someone is walking, I hear everything. Okay, but okay. No one complains. It's all tolerated. Good. So, looks like we go into game 2. I didn't.
WZ keeps leaving in start of games. Have you noticed? He's done it many times.
So we had a join bug. I think then usually it takes some time. Sometimes it's even loading. Yeah, the Chinese are cursed by the join bugs as well.
Well, at least as long as we don't desync and drop out of games.
Yeah. That never happened on NetEase.
Didn't it happen like a while back with people using reforged graphics and some not?
That was the games not starting.
But once it started, there was never a desync mid-game.
Yeah.
So we just got lucky in Anna.
I mean, on NetEase, it never desyncs. On Battle.net, I don't know. I don't try the reforged graphics anymore. It's like, no. Oh, I had to do it at the Meisterschafts qualifier. There was no issue.
Yeah. I think it's been fixed now. Hopefully.
Well, no one tries it, so we never know. Until the next big tournament, and then it's happening again.
Hopefully not. So it looks like Northern Isle is map number 2. We saw a lot of the same maps, actually.
Yeah, this is pretty much set in stone, the picks and ban. But it's... Yeah, okay. Chaemiko's pick, it was Fortitude's pick as well.
That foggy game against Sock on Amazonia was crazy. Some pretty nice games today, but also some questionable choices. Like every time I listen to casters, if they're very critical, I'm always like, yeah, I'm not sure. It's good to do that. Like I always try to listen and think of what I would say when I cast, but then for sure, some of the mistakes are just like insanely blatant.
Yeah, I feel sometimes when we cast the games like WGL Open Qualifier round of 32, like cut these guys some slack, man. It's not the highest level. They're allowed to do mistakes. And mistakes oftentimes make for such fun games. I'd rather embrace it than hate on it for sure.
There's a right balance in there, I guess.
Yeah.
Of talking about the misplays and stuff. But I always try to give some context of like how hard it is to make the decision in an instant and stuff. But yeah, for sure, still some of these plays. Like the thing about Foggy attacking the tunnel also is that like I really want to ask him like, what the fuck were you thinking? But I don't really want to do that after he lost the series.
Yeah, that's the downside of doing these online tournaments. We don't have immediate interviews after. Otherwise, that would be a good question. We should.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't interview the loser anyway.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. So does this work now? We try to load in again.
There's a lot of talks about this in MMA because when there is like a big fight, like a title fight, Joe Rogan goes in the octagon and he interviews the champion, but he also interviews the loser. So after somebody got knocked out, like they don't even remember a lot of the time what just happened. So a lot of people are saying you should never interview the person that lost if it was like a knockout, but they still do it because they want to hear from them, like their reaction to the fight and stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, if there's so much money on the line, you can pretty much do everything and force them to do anything.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yes.
I don't know if you can force them to have the interview and stuff, especially if they got knocked out, but they almost never decline. But yeah, sometimes it was awkward. Like one fighter tapped out or something, and then they interviewed him, and then he's like, oh yeah, no, the referee made a mistake. I didn't tap. And at the same time, they're showing the replay on the big screen, and the guy tapped. So he's like, oh my God.
Oh, shit.
He straight up doesn't remember.
Yeah, with UFC, I'm not surprised this happens.
Yeah. Imagine we interview Foggy. He's like, no, I didn't attack the tunnel. Oh boy.
And then we don't even have a replay to show him. I mean, we could load into the game, but yeah.
We load the replay, but it's WFZ observing. Like we see nothing. We see the main bait.
So we're on Northern Isles. And pretty sure we're going to see a Warden again.
Maybe a keeper just to make Remo happy. He's tuning in randomly.
Yeah, you tried to educate him on the power of the keeper, right? But
Yeah. I mean, he just makes it sound like it's not viable and like terrible and stuff, but for sure there is like you just play differently than with another hero, and just because there's this spell doesn't mean like it becomes suddenly that bad. Like I don't know how much human Remo plays, but
I
if
guess
he
0.
plays a couple games against Keeper, trust me, he's gonna see that the priests, they've lost 600 IQ since the patch that changed this spell. Is actually absurd. In so many games, I get entangled, and my priests are not even like I'm using this spell. It's just not happening. I'm like, is there a bug that I don't know about? Where, yeah, this spell was made way worse, and like the cooldown and everything affects it a lot. Like before, it was broken, but now it's like kind of bad. I think.
With a delayed response time, or
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, and the cooldown as well. Now there's an actual 5 seconds cooldown, I think, between these spells. Like before, you could just spam it, and it was like this spell, this spell, this spell, this spell.
Yeah.
You would get everything out of the way. Like before, it was actually broken, but now it affects human. It affects versus keeper. Like realistically, if you have this spell and 3 priests against elf, you're doing well, right? But that's on paper. Like
yeah,
sometimes it's
yeah.
not
I
that
mean,
easy.
on the very highest level, these mistakes rarely happen, and they always do the dispels right. So it feels like the keeper is pretty underwhelming. But on a lower level, I can definitely see the keeper being still super powerful.
On my level, yeah.
Come on, you're up there by now, especially in Europe. You want a cup?
Well,
What do you want?
Yeah. Actually, like my ELO is now too high. I can't play the next one. I just realized that I put the cup on my calendar, and then I was like, wait a second, I can't even play it.
Yeah, sorry. That's kind of the idea behind it, that we have fresh finals.
I need to play a cup like today or tomorrow, and then just lose to like
just lose on purpose to be exactly.
Tank my ELO.
Oh boy, there is a big mana potion on a warden.
That was weird, by the way. Chaemiko went for like the non-ranged creep first. Usually you'd go for that one first. But I guess, I mean, if you look at his footman, ideally you want to finish the camp and not have taken too much damage on anything. But sometimes it's like so random, right? Because it's like one of the newer maps.
Yeah.
And it's a very difficult first camp to creep. It's not like you can pull it like on many other maps. So sometimes you look at a human, they do it so convincingly. Sometimes in another game, it's like they take so much damage.
What's happening? Yeah. Chaemiko is taking a play out of Hawk's book here, going for the lab. We see this more and more, I feel.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Like you can get a very nice item. Clearing out the lab immediately means that you have access to Revelation later on. If things are going really bad wood-wise, you can grab a Shredder. It's well worth, like you don't lose that much wood that is going to put you super far behind on wood economy. And very nice damage items, actually, for the Archmage.
Let's see how long he can stay in fights with that Warden. Closing in on 3. Good scout with the illusion. Oh, boots, I like it. Yeah, trade should be good. Wisp Harass should be good.
Yeah, I think the plan is to get the camp at the top, the small green, to get level 3 here for colorful, but yeah, Chaemiko's going to try to prevent that. 4 Moon Wells early, by the way.
Oh, wow. And he might be able to shut down one. Warden never had the time to creep the green, really, so it's not that close on 3. Oh, Wind of Mana Stealing comes in so handy now.
Yeah, actually, the Archmage has so much mana. And having boots means it's like super safe against the non-mana Warden. Yeah, I don't think he made a farm at the lab, did he? Because he could have scanned here.
No.
He's going to dust.
Oh, man, these
he went defend.
This early? What the? He's also teching. Like, when did he cue that?
It's so hard to deal with against this. Or deal with this attack here if you're Night Elf. If he stood there, his archers are dusted. They do 0 damage to footmen anyway because there is defense. So he just has to run around and buy time. He's doing it really well actually right now.
Oh wow, this
hasn't lost any archer.
He builds a second Hunter Saw because he's so afraid this one gets cancelled. Not too sure. Oh yeah, he cancels the first one. Man, that's a big delay.
Yeah. But he held on. I wonder, second hero or not. He's trying to block the Archmage, but he doesn't have the mana to do anything about it anyway. Deny, maybe?
He has the He has the big potion, but you don't want to use that big potion on level 1 spells.
Yeah. That deny was huge here.
Yeah.
Actually, he's keeping Warden low on experience by attacking and then denying all the units that were on the threat. Naga second!
Wow. Moonstyle. Oh, surround though. Chaemiko is so good at that.
Oh,
and yeah, bye-bye Naga.
Is that Moonstyle too?
And that is absolutely Chaemiko style. Just grab a couple of like 4 or 5 units and surround the shit out of things. And he's not committing to this Archmage. Man, what a mid-game by Chaemiko. Pretty much flawless.
Yeah, that was sick, actually. And like behind this, when you have this kind of start and already a defense, it's so easy to creep like so many camps. You could do that one camp in the middle with all the piercing creeps.
Yeah.
Behind this, go Rifle Caster and then do a push. Against such a delayed wall in level 3, it's just going to be deadly.
And even level, like, you can't even think of level 4 when she really gets powerful. So, yeah, I don't like colorful chances here. Chaemiko just pushing forward with this. The lores are not up. Ooh.
They were so delayed by the cancel of the Huntress All.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you don't even think that much about this, but then you play like, ooh, the Warden. Oh my god.
Okay. That bought some time for the lores. Archmage has no mana, but that should still be enough damage. He sees it now, like, hey, you still don't have your lores? Okay, let's keep it that way.
He's gonna empty the wells at the start of day.
That's horrible.
Was that Fan of Knife in range?
Not sure. Oh, mass repair, but it's too late! He's losing the lore! Oh my god.
Absolute disaster.
Yeah, with nothing else. The Warden committed the big potion now to finally force a TP. Oh, dodges it. Sweet. And now everything will be so late. Mass Dryads or 2 Dryads to dispel Water Elementals, abolish, bears, everything is just late.
He didn't get... there's no Arcane Tower in the human base. They never learn, do they?
True, like 3 Siriuses. And we've seen
he's
it
so far ahead here that he might just plan an attack. Maybe just creep the shop, get Healing Scroll, and then go for the attack.
Yeah, there's nothing colorful can do with empty Moonwells. He needs level 3 so bad.
He needs a Mana Stone.
Yeah. Yeah. That's seriously the one item that can save him. It's an Ankh. Okay.
Fine. Oh my god, that's like the most delayed level 3 I've ever seen.
Yeah, I would love to have our clock right now to see the actual game time.
That was so well done by Chaemiko.
I know, yeah, with Militia, he just keeps on pushing.
So I'm assuming he has at least 1 Healing Scroll. He has what seems to be 3 Priests. So Healing Spray, Healing Scroll, 3 Priests. He's just going to want to keep everything alive and then just fight super cost effectively. And even against... let's say there was an AP, he has defend anyway, so even that wouldn't matter so much. I like that he went right past the Enchant of War, kills the shop immediately. That's a very important thing to kill. And he's trying to force the fight as soon as possible.
True, that saves him so much time to not deal with his Enchant of War, because it's kind of useless anyway.
Yeah. And if it's uprooted, then he can kill it very fast.
Yeah. And great point with the defense. Like, these footmen do great damage against buildings, but they don't take any, because everything is piercing.
Yeah. Priests, keeping them alive, Healing Spray is going to help. And now the Enchant of War is uprooted. Oh, it's your time.
He might not have an Arcane Tower in the base, but he's going to have one close to Colorful's base now. In a bit. And Colorful is supply stuck, and the Warden is low. Acid Bomb, right clicks, Warden just falls. There's an Ankh, of course.
Oh, he didn't have time to use the last Fan of Knives. Warden died with 101 mana.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Comes back with 1 more.
But it's like Shadow Strike to get the guaranteed kills. No fan. Almost the peasants around.
You know, some players sometimes they lose a game and then they tilt and they play way worse in game 2. That didn't happen to Chaemiko.
No, not at all. He was just fueled with rage. Like, how did I lose on AZ? I need revenge. Bloodthirsty comes in and pure domination. So we go full distance. Nice. One last game.
Do we know how much the Koreans have in terms of ping on NetEase?
It's very minimal. Like you don't
It's like
really
60-ish, right?
Yeah, around that, 40, 60.
And Chinese actually don't have 0. I think they have like 40-ish, no?
Should be really small. Should be 20 or something. Wait, we can
I
check.
I watched
that.
Teamspeed one time and he had like 45 or something, maybe.
Yeah, that 0 ping thing was a little bit of an exaggeration, but
Yeah. Because before, a long time ago, like 2007, when I lived in China, you couldn't show ping in game, but it honestly felt like very, very little, like 20 at most. And back then, the client wasn't NetEase, it was like VS Client or something.
Oh yeah, true. VS and like what was it called, YY or so.
Ping was very small. But there's like multiple types of internet in China. There is one that's like designed to be somewhat decent with the rest of the world, but it's kind of bad with China. So at first I had this one actually. So I couldn't even play on VS because it was so laggy. And then I moved on purpose to a place that had good internet within China to have lower ping so I could play with Chinese better.
But you still have to use a VPN, right, with the first one?
Yeah, to access
VPN?
stuff.
Yeah. That's so annoying. Every time we go to China, like this VPN stuff, I will never get used to it.
Yeah. Like none of them is very stable or like works well either. I was losing my mind at WCG, by the way.
Yeah,
like for the first 3 days, I couldn't even tweet when we were going live, and I think I refreshed that thing 500 times. I kept restarting the VPN, trying to tweet. Like nothing was working. I was losing my mind, honestly. Like,
yeah, like every VPN that you see advertisement for, like NordVPN or ExpressVPN, they're all shit. They all got banned. They were working.
There was
a year ago or something, but
there was an IEM in Shanghai a while back where like ESL, they bought a VPN for the entire company and then they sent an email to everybody. So it was like very easy. Click on a link, it installs it, then you have like a name and password already.
Yeah.
And this one works so well. Like everybody had access to everything. So every time we had to tweet about the stream and stuff, like it was StarCraft, it worked out super well. I kind of wish WCG would have done that.
Yeah, maybe. I think they're doing something this year, but the question is when.
Yeah. But they got SIM cards for players, by the way, too.
Really? Oh, the ESL, you mean?
No, WCG.
Ah, I didn't know.
All the players had SIM cards there. Like I wanted to buy one when I got to the airport. Obviously, they were sold out. So then the entire trip, I had to rely on like really bad Wi-Fi. So it was like super annoying. It's funny too, because like you hear from the players about if there is ever anything better for like casters. Like for example, I think it was Hawk in Anaheim. He was like telling me about how the casters hotel is probably much better than the players hotel. I'm like, Bates, you had a freaking SIM card at WCG. Shut up! Like I don't care.
But I think he was too cheap to go for a VPN. But he could still access VK, so it should be fine.
Yeah,
I was quite lucky because I had a SIM card from previous travel, so I could still use that.
Yeah.
Because we went for 1 day to China to cast the Chinese WCG qualifier. It was the stupidest travel I ever done. 1 day travel, 1 day casting, and 1 day travel back. Okay, man.
To where?
To Shanghai. It was 1 day of WCG Chinese qualifiers.
Yeah, by the way, I can't believe you were like not there for the finals of WCG.
Yeah, I never noticed it that they sent us home before the final. I thought, okay, then the final is on Saturday. But nope, they just flew us out.
This was so weird.
I expected worse, to be honest.
And I don't even know who was selecting, who was casting what. When I asked, they told me Blizzard. I was like, Blizzard, China, like US? And they were like, I don't know.
We changed a lot. So I guess in the end, no one really cared.
Yeah, but it's crazy because it feels like it's so vague. You know, it feels like there's some sort of like godly higher up somewhere that's making calls and we don't even know who it is. And then when I asked the guy, he's like, I don't know.
Yeah, they had some issues there for sure. But I mean, so many games, so much. I mean, these robo fighting stuff on the side as well. They were a little overwhelmed, I think.
There was a VR real-time strategy game that looked amazing, by the way. I don't know if you saw it.
No, I didn't.
It looked insane. I should try and find the name later, but Roddy was the one that told me about it. Shut up, like, what are you on about? Then I looked at it and I was like, oh my god, that looks insane.
I just spent a lot of time watching Robot Wars. The caster was so crazy. He went over the top for the tiniest little things. It was hilarious. It was a cool experience in Xi'an.
I was more focused on the booth babes.
Was it successful in the end?
Well, it was successful for my eyes, I guess.
All right, deciding game. It's 1-1 between Chaemiko and Colorful and Terrana Stand. Mountain King action finally.
Yeah, like I said, usually if you want to go Mountain King, you kind of save it for Terrana Stands. I wonder what the win rate of Mountain King on this map against Night Elf has been, though, because even though they go for Mountain King a lot, I really feel like not that many of those games have been won, at least from the ones that I've seen. But sometimes it leads to epic games like Hawk versus Moon in Anaheim.
That was super sick indeed. I feel this new way of playing the Mountain King is staffing north and prevent the Warden level 3 for as long as you can. Which works quite well, but if not, if the Warden dodges you somehow, you're fucked.
Yeah, if also items, like I said before, can be like really, really key. If you get like very bad ones, the opponent gets very good ones, it's extremely tough. So we'll see. I think creep routes, like getting the best possible creep routes against your opponents, it's something that's more and more being perfected nowadays by pro players in Warcraft 3. I still think that micro has so much room for improvement from everybody, though. Like I think there is so much room to improve the micro on like everything, like every single unit attacking the right thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's very hard. Like, for example, Human against Undead, if you're playing this Nightbreaker Flying Machine style, to actually put each Knight on a Fiend, attack the heroes with Breakers and Heroes, is very, very hard to do. And put one Water Elemental on each statue, you know? Like, on paper, it's the dream. It's like what you want to do. But to actually do it, and then like against an Undead that kites well and be effective, it's extremely tough.
Yeah, I think you can also see that the best when you compare Happy's micro to anyone else's. Like the way he finishes targets, it looks like StarCraft when there's like the AI does it for you, right? So you don't overshoot on damage. Happy has that built in. Oh, that's actually a big deal here, this Wisp kill. So there's no Mountain King staff possible. No Warden staff possible.
It looks like he wanted to Cryptjack during the expo. But there's no expanding right now. Oh, he's just going to hide there next to the item.
Oh, during nighttime, that's pretty cool. Chaemiko has no idea.
He knows that eventually this is going to be crap, but I still don't see Militia departing in base.
There we go.
Chaemiko, there it is.
And the staff as well.
Dude, if he can Shadow Strike the creep, steal it, and take the... Okay, never mind. He lost patience.
Just exposed that. Alright. Is he willing to blink in or something?
I don't know what this creep route is, but I hate it. I just talked about like how the creep routes are like super important, you know, creeping fast level 3 and stuff. Like he's not even trying to creep.
No.
He literally went to the other side of the map, did nothing while the expansion was happening, and then now we have an MK level 3 against Warden just level 2.0.
Yeah, I feel like since 15 Sway killed him so hard with his Mountain King staff, he's just trying to bring the fight to the human, so he's not harassed on his side and can creep it later. But yeah, this is not doing anything so far. And now level 3, easy to deal with that one, so I think.
Oh, he just faked the Stormbolt.
Oh, he finds the second tree. Not committing, though. That creeping in the middle is pretty cool. He needs every point of experience desperately now.
Because those guys do very little damage. So if you have the Troll Berserker tanking, it's actually a pretty easy camp to do. There's still the green next to the Mercamp at the top that he can do as well with just units.
Yeah.
You can stumble, I think, when you're this close, yeah, because
There you go.
it can be dodged.
And that was the big potion. Oh, good that he went for it because the next hit was a bash.
And
Okay.
he can't. Oh, this is huge. He couldn't buy staff because Mountain King bought the staff.
Yeah.
So he essentially, Chaemiko stole the staff away from the Warden, and then now Warden might have to TP to actually get out.
Yeah, can you walk this? I don't think so. That's the next Stormbolt. And he's trying to dodge it. Oh, actually, he's not dodging it. If that's a
Oh my
bash,
God.
he's dead. Oh, no! That was real close.
Disaster.
And again, he has to use so much Moon Juice now. Oh, he finds the lore again.
And NK can staff there now.
Yeah. Yeah. And he still has
What
a
a
Stormbolt.
terrible creep route. Oh my God.
And that's exactly what happens if you give the staff to a Mountain King. Why is Colorful always playing like this when Remo isn't here? And whenever Remo is on the cast, Colorful plays like a young god.
I don't know. Is his lucky charm that they share a bone together? Wow. He found that lore as well. How did that happen?
Just crazy. He was so desperate in putting these lores outside of his base. This is like the most unusual position for a building ever. And he just finds it. Unbelievable.
I think does that Dryad even come out? Yes, okay,
Yeah.
at least one.
He shut down 2 lores. And the Warden only now got level 3. This is one of the worst Warden early games on Terran Stand I've ever seen.
Yeah, this is pretty over. Like, I don't know how you come back from this.
No, me neither. Expansion against you. Mountain King is strong. Just waiting for your tier 2 and 70 supply and then go.
I guess we don't really know how delayed the tech of Chaemiko is, but I can't think that it would be that delayed. He must be almost tier 2, and then obviously you'd have Blood Mage check in here almost every time. Oh, you bought a Shredder.
Oh, wow. And Zeppelin as well. Like, this
He
early
has
game
2
was
Fan of Knives.
committing quite some HP to just the Footman. Show the hall. Show the tunnel. Yep, nice. Thanks. Okay, almost finished.
I think you might be ahead of me.
Oh, I see a Zeppelin now. Warden close to the expansion. Tower's finished now. Or start upgrading. Okay, Warden steps back in again. Fan, sweet saves with the Zeppelin. And he gets the Berserker. Oh my god. Every single encounter is so expensive for Colorful.
Yeah, and he has, like, the fact that there's not even, like, a tree on the way for him to expand there eventually. I just don't know what the plan is.
No, me neither.
I guess he's just gonna creep from now, like do the lab, then maybe creep the expo, and then expand.
Yeah, he needs to buy some.
Sometimes you can turtle like crazy and somehow come back if the opponent overextends.
He needs to power creep like crazy. There's no other way. He can't fight. Only expansion is too late. I don't know.
Oh my god, those Dryads. 2 Troll Berserkers going to town on them. Level 4 Warden, but an Archer died as well.
Man, the mobility with the Zeppelin now. Okay. My stream lags. Okay, there we go.
And Colorful actually keeps blinking too late. When the Mountain King is this close, it's almost impossible to dodge the Stormbolt on time. So he's going 4 bears. I'm curious whether he will try and expand after that, or if he will try to attack the expansion. Which, I mean, with well-walled off towers, is very, very hard to do.
I mean, you can always fly in with a Zeppelin. I don't think there's too many towers. So a combined bear and warden attack should be doable, just not in the main.
I think Colorful, if he can get in a position where he has an expo up, he might have a chance to win by just turtling like crazy. I've lost a game like this against him on Terrana stand, where he just turtled and he just let me mine out, keep throwing units at him the whole game, and then he just held on. And then I ran out of resources. But in this game, it feels like Chaemiko is just so far ahead that should never happen.
Yeah. He's going double workshop again. One gyro against the Zeppelin, then into tanks with casters.
Yeah, maybe Breaker Knights.
Yeah, so he's not doing the mistake of like not going Dispel, because then Rejuve and Roar is pretty good.
And he has a great economy. You see those towers that he's adding on the Expo? Those are very important because they will do a ton of damage on the Warden when she comes for Fan of Knives, and they're good against Avatar. Like, you don't want your Expo to die from Fan of Knives plus Avatar.
And they can possibly reach a Zeppelin as well. I like it as well, yeah. Towers, once again, not the most flashy play, but just so effective and makes a lot of sense.
Chaemiko found the shop at the bottom. He's like, am I a joke to you?
He's finding everything this game. It's unbelievable.
Actually, if you can kill both workshops here as they're making the first two tanks, this is very nice. And by attacking that, it's saying, well, you have to take a fight now you might not have wanted to take necessarily.
Oh, the repair, though. He's not killing that workshop. That would have bought so much time.
Yeah, Chaemiko's doing a good job buying time himself. Oh, I like the tree position, because now he can't get cancelled immediately. If you had put it on the spot, maybe even one sapper can get it cancelled if it's low enough.
You must have seen it, right? It's nighttime, but...
There is a chance. Imagine if he stabs the Mountain King there. The tank's gonna get out.
Okay, but he still loses that workshop. He can possibly power build a second one. But that's a delay on all the plays.
Yeah, another blink was missed before the bolt. WZ is obsessed with those two Troll Berserkers.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Triple hero with the Paladin now. Upgrades.
He's getting +1 attack for Knights and Footmen. And Breakers.
And Breakers, yes.
For some reason. You're supposed to go at least like +2 attack for tanks here, even if you only have 2 workshops.
Well, he's about to have 0 workshops.
Yeah, those 2 tanks, they are a big problem. I think Mud Golem here could be nice.
Mud Golem would be great, yes. Oh. Did he really not see this tree? Okay. Come on, yes! He got it. Thank you, T-Tar Paw, for the 9-month resub. Always great cast, great community resource. Thank you back to Warcraft, and great to see Todd co-casting with you today.
Bring wisps! Oh, he surrounded the Knights. I don't think there's a staff yet, because he pressured him before Teatuyo was finished, maybe? Or I don't know if there is.
Oh, he's eating trees now!
Where are the wisps?
Not coming. Oh my, can he hold this tree by like eating?
If he can't put it on location and starts building up some support for it, honestly, I think Colorful has a real chance of winning. I think he's really good against tanks when it comes down to turtling. Like I said, he's still behind, but I played against him. I think in this kind of game, he knows what to do.
Dude, the Mud Golem just saved his expo. That's so sick. That's so sick! I mean, it still takes forever and a day to set it up and start mining.
But at least he will set it up. If it had been on location, for sure, he would have died.
Yeah. Okay, mass repair now as well. It's quite expensive, but absolutely worth it.
Now you can't really prevent creeping from the human. Every time you get close to the Mountain King, you get stumbled. That's the problem.
And that's quite some experience there. Plus bottom left. And an item. Oh, steals at level 5. Okay.
The flying machine might just come back to make sure he can have vision against Shadow Meld.
Yeah, I think that's what happens. That's what's happening. Trying to save the breaker. And works with the staff.
I don't think he's dodged a single stumble this game.
No, it's like at this point, he's not even trying anymore.
Chaemiko has so much wood.
He got a shredder earlier, right?
Yeah. Yeah, usually here you'd want to apply pressure with tanks, but now at like same time creep and then expand like we saw earlier. But now he lost both of his workshops, so it's like a very interesting position.
Yeah, what do? Do you go heavy on Knights casters? Do you rebuild the workshops? Do you even like try to go for air, as you love to do?
Yeah, casters is tricky because you don't have an Archmage with this
Yeah.
MK Blood Mage Pala. He's just getting mass upgrades, so I think he might just play with like a full Knight Breaker composition. Maybe add like a few casters, like 1 or 2 Souls. Yeah, now slow a bunch of bears.
We have a Tinker this time, finally, and we add another workshop. Okay. He could still use it for mortars only.
Yeah, against Dryads. Yeah. That would be nice, but the backline, it's always scary when the Warden gets back there.
Yeah.
And like, especially anti-magic push, and how is he gonna counter that? Do you get Dispel? In this kind of game, I feel like it might be worse to just hire a Forest Troll Shadow Priest and keep it in your backlines, because then you can skip priests entirely, other than for this one guy to remove that.
That's pretty smart indeed. I mean, you can always try to Stormbolt, but at one point there's gonna be the potion. Lots of time for the Tinker. Lots of time for this expansion. Chaemiko at 60 now, slowly getting ready.
If he gets 3/3 upgrades, like this is going to be super scary, because like Colorful, the way he's been behind most of the game, he's not really going for upgrades himself. Gets a Book of the Dead actually against no priests.
Yeah, no area of effect either.
And we got mortars being made, so I think Chaemiko might just go for 80 supply and then do a big push on the expo.
Yeah, he has
just try to win with that.
He has 1,000 gold. That push should come in relatively soon. Taskmaster is level 3. Oh, I got that level 3 earlier. Flute.
Not bad, not the best. Vampiric would have been sweet.
Yeah. Or the flute for Chaemiko.
Okay, it worries me that there is no counter. Okay, well, that's Hippo. It worries me that there is no counter to anti-magic potion. Because it's supposed to be bought by Colorful, and when the Warden will go to, you know, whatever it is, like the backline, that the Tri-Hero, maybe Mortars, like, it's going to be extremely scary, especially if it's synergized well with Cluster Rockets.
It feels like Chaemiko's not thinking about it. Like, that is... We haven't seen too many anti-magics this game. I think maybe 2.
I don't know what the plan is for Chaemiko. Does he actually go for the push, or maybe he expands bottom left? I see something on the minimap.
Ah, there's towers.
2 upgrades!
Oh yeah, let's go. 9 armor. That's pretty sick.
And he went Devotion on Paladin, I think.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the right call, but I think so. With the Knights being so tanky, I'm not the biggest fan. It always feels like the Knights have 0 impact. But maybe you see it differently. I don't know.
Oh, with this many upgrades, they sure as hell can have.
But they're also super expensive. Like 3/3.
Yeah. If you start losing the fight and everything's low, then it's tough. Then I think you need to TP out, buy multiple staff, healing everything back up to full. But yeah, they don't help you win the fight super convincingly. But you still need them, especially against giants. So I'm guessing there's at least 2 healing scroll here for Human. He's going to go for the big push. He's super committed to doing something with this. 1/1 upgrade for the Night Elf.
Against soon to be 3/3. I think he revealed across the river and is shooting at the Entangled Goldmine now. Yeah.
Yeah, so Warden is supposed to head bottom left to get the snipe on peasants building a tunnel when that finally happens. He has a wisp to actually see that.
Oh, Tinker level 4, man. That's quite crazy. Mountain Giant is out, so that should ring the alarm bells that you need Sundering Blades.
Why is he getting more hippos?
That's a good question. That's exactly what I thought when he played against WFZ against all the Gargs. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's no Griffins.
Maybe he's expecting the transition, but it's also quite expensive. I don't know.
Or maybe, I think he's going. Maybe he made Fairy Dragons and he's anticipating Flying Machine to deal with them. But I don't see any Fairy Dragons.
That's some 4D chess. No. No fairies, no griffins. He's just going to be ready, but it's going to be dead supply. And he can do nothing against this mortar. This is expansion is effectively shut down.
Yeah, he needs to set up a flank from 2 sides against this. Uses the Book of the Dead for this. The AP actually he's gonna help a bunch. Oh my god, it's a cannon tower.
With frag shards. Oh.
Okay, Walden needs to staff right back into this, but she's gonna be out of mana. She's staffed to the main base, I guess.
Oh, the mortars are not in this fight so far. He's trying to flank with Dryads, diving deep for this, but there's almost no follow-up. The Illusions did a great job. Here comes Clap, even though we have seen Bash before.
Yeah, Chaemiko realized that if he's too still, he was going to be in trouble. He moves back. He needs to start siphoning that. Well, then Invuln is already used here. There's going to be one more Fan of Knife there in a second. Mortar's taking a ton of damage.
Oh, the Knight's blocking really good, but of course the rockets can be shot above them. The backline's not looking that good. Dryads are starting to fall. 2 at the same time, giving a lot of experience to Chaemiko. Oh, the claps, though.
Yeah, rockets are landing big time as well, but Bear's starting to run low on hit points. Warden has no mana for Blink. Oh, he has a staff, thankfully. And I guess he's going to have Moonwells to work with, because we're still in the night.
Siphon now. Ah, but Rock's out of range. Does he still have mortars? Not really. Why? He has to commit with the Knights. Did he take out every single mortar? That's crazy. Triple kill on the Knight soon.
Wow.
Ooh,
He's trying to get the 3 and then TP, but he's not going to get it.
No. That was expensive.
This is what I was talking about. Turtle.
Yeah.
Turtle him to death.
I did not think he could hold this. 71. He still has 1,800 gold.
Yeah.
And during the entire attack, Colorful didn't mind. So he can just come again, I think.
Yeah, Colorful has way more gold to work with. And because he's working with staffs, he can just keep on saving units. And on the other side, it's just so hard to heal that army. Like, you don't have priests, so you need to play with triple staff. It takes a long time to replenish. So Colorful, he might just use all the extra gold that he has to just keep on turtling. Let him attack into you. Hold on every single time.
Yeah.
And even though Knights are 3-3, like Mountain King is not level 5 yet, Fan of Knives is always going to do so much damage.
Yeah, there's no area of effect heal with an Alchemist this time, so it's definitely a shot to play it that way.
You can see the experience of Colorful as well. He's making a lot of mature choices, like delaying the 3rd base on the top right. Because sometimes you take that too early and then you try and maybe like defend it, and then you take a bad fight. Even that AP here, it bought him so much time where Chaemiko wasn't taking that 1 base down there. And now he can work on his own upgrades. He was 1-1 in that last fight. If he gets 2-2, it's already such a big game changer.
And he sees the expansions happening and immediately reacts. So he knows, okay, my opponent is spending resources like for a 3rd base, and I can do it too. I can afford it as well. Zeppelin again. And Warden will harass this. Oh, Invis?
I think 1 Fairy Dragon could be nice, even if there is no casters, just for the heroes.
I mean, there's no counter to it. You have the Engine of Wind anyway. It's not that expensive. Yeah. Oh, didn't dodge it again. He knew it. The Warden. Oh, boy. Last second club.
Imagine if missing a blink would cancel the cooldown. Or would use the cooldown. Oh, my God. Oh! Ooh, that's the first one he dodged, but thank God he did.
It saved him the game, pretty much. Not 80 supply Chaemiko. Starting production now again.
Why are Dryads sieging workshops?
Because
I hope he started 2 mortars.
I think he just wants to snipe Sorks or Priests again. And they have nothing to do in the meantime, so why not attack?
He's trying to pull him out of position. Look, the Warden's going to go into that base at the same time.
Yeah.
Potentially. It's pretty sick.
These towers, like, there's no
Zeppelin?
coverage for the peasants.
What did you use the anti-magic exactly?
True.
Autopilot much?
Yeah, exactly. It's just muscle memory. Like, I blink, I fan, I use my anti-magic.
Oh, there's only 1 guard tower. He's going for the Zep.
Uh-oh.
Release the peasants.
Uh-oh. There was some smart play. Bring the hippogriffs to this. Now we're 5.6.
That's gonna trigger the attack.
Oh, does he know about the upper right? What's that? Yeah. I think he scouted it before.
I'm not sure whether he should prioritize that anyway. I think so, like looking at it, but he might just try and go for the kill on that Expo, knowing that the Warden is going to have used all Moonwells now. It's just a battle of like outlasting the opponent's army. I think, does he have more than 80? Like Colorful? We have 73 for Chaemiko, 79 for Colorful. I'm surprised he hasn't made like maybe 2 more bears or something.
Oh, the Warden at the mortars, hitting all 3 of them. There was a great blink fan. 1 stepped out, rest saved. And that's cool, like, at the retreat, if he... Oh, no, it's not cool anymore. Wow. Mortar's dead.
He used the anti-magic potion just before Stormbolt was going to be thrown as well. That was so well done. Tinker getting targeted. He needs to be careful. He's going to have to pull that back a little bit here. Warden blinks forward, goes for another fan of knife. Rockets are going to land on everything.
Warden out of that fight now. So the Tinker is alone, can spam that. Heal scroll was so big, and he needs that against these claps. But that was the last bit of mana for the Mountain King.
And he canceled the Siphon here with the rockets. That was very nicely done. Those upgrades on Knights putting in some work. More rockets are going to land. Warden's coming back on foot here. Straight into the action.
Ooh, again, like there's 1 second of Siphon. The Mountain King, though, super trouble. Getting 1 kill out of this level 3 Paladin. Again, like there's 1 second of Siphon and the rockets come out. That's so fast.
Yeah, now having that top right-hand side base is so nice for Colorful. He can start saturating that. He's going to keep on doing the same thing. He's going to send Warden at the bottom left. By now, I guess Staff of Teleportation will have almost completely reloaded. And again, it's the same deal for Chaemiko. How does he heal? He needs to have 3 staff. He needs to staff Knights, staff Heroes. He has 0 priests the entire game. So anti-magic potion just keeps on countering him perfectly. And really, 1 Forest Troll Shadow Priest. I don't even play Mountain King first, but even I know that. 1 Forest Troll Shadow Priest, you would remove that freaking potion in the fight, and you will be able to Stormbolt and Siphon the Warden immediately. And if you save your Mortars, then Dryads are going to melt.
Yeah, that's the thing. He needs to keep the Mortars alive. Close to level 5 now. Sees the movement, both on 3 bases. Well, 2 bases. Main gold mines are empty. And expansion. Oh, expansion empty as well. 1 base, 2 base. Oh, look how he learned to check the bases.
Wow.
I'm so
we're really
so proud.
We're really getting there. You went from a D- to a C- now. Martek is getting level 5 through a small camp in the middle.
Oh man. How's that even left? And now it's clap level 3.
And it's exactly level 5.
Oh, that's sick. Would love to see a shop in the bottom left. You should be able to afford it. Or does he need it? Will there be a push? I don't think. No. There won't be a push, right? So Colorful will just sit on everything.
Oh my god, those peasants.
Yeah,
I think it's over. Like,
that's level 6.
I think you never break Colorful from there. Again, like I said, I played him on Tiana Stand, and I already saw like he knows his turtle on this map. He understands that if you just take your expansions later, all you have to do is wait, let the opponent mine out, and then you just win. And this composition of Knight, Breaker, Mortar is just not been working out so far.
That's a pretty sick skill to have, which is usually kind of restricted to the very top players, to have this patience and to not have this drive to be aggressive and flashy all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like this behavior wins you championships.
Yeah, it's just about winning. Like, I don't think it's always necessarily going to be the most entertaining for viewers or for players, but if it's what gives you the best chance in the game, I guess that's what you need to do.
Yeah. Yeah, if you compare that with Sonic.
I don't know if he's trying to win or if he's just doing what he wants, but yeah, Sonic is a special case for sure. Okay, Dryads. Actually, this is very smart here, doing this on the top right. Because now the Warden, how do you go back home and then get to that base?
Yeah,
and also it's the furthest base away from Moonwells. I wonder if you even maybe sack the 3rd base here. I think he's gonna fight, yeah.
Yeah, you can't break through the bridge anymore. That is pretty much impossible at this point. Imagine
if you had 1 Chain, by the way.
Well, then there's Banish Bolt and bye-bye.
All right, here we go. Ooh, we got a big Stormbolt on the Warden. There is no anti-magic potion, is there? Because he was across the map a second ago using that.
Mountain
so
King
Warden goes for the backline again. almost out of mana.
There's an Invo Potion. Oh man, these claps are so sick, and the Holy Light, of course, against it as well.
Where's the rockets? Oh my god.
There we go. We repositioned a little to be. Oh my! These claps are just insane and win him the fight.
I think he should have just maybe sacked the base. I don't know. When I was looking at the armies and the position here, I was like, this is very hard to get a good fight. I think the Tinker might have derped and gone around the trees.
Yeah.
So it came from behind on his own, which was very bad.
Oh, well said. So yeah, one base again.
What the hell is this game? Because now, like, do you move the main tree to the base in the top right, but then your staffs are messed up?
Yeah.
And by the way, he's 3-2 upgrades now. He's colorful on his Bears, Dryads, Giants.
Finally caught up. Chaemiko still at 75. He finds a good way of dealing with the Warden. All these towers are paying off. We have an anti-magic now again.
Yeah, that's what was missing in the last fight. Yeah. Like, Warden got stunned, and then Siphon just wrecked the entire mana pool.
He really deals with Siphon very, very well with the rockets, but Yumiko already taps out. But you can't do that all the time. Mining disrupted, level 6.4, but nothing else to win for Colorful, really.
I really wonder who's going to be the first human to buy a Troll Shadow Priest to remove anti-magic. It's such a sick move. Think about it. Like, you just remove it in one abolish.
Yeah, it's kind of easy to kill, of course, so it's always a little bit of a liability, and you have to be really quick.
Yeah. But one Fan of Knife doesn't kill it. So if you go directly for the Siphon, like, she almost always has to, or even one Stormbolt is like always such a big threat.
Feels like Chaemiko is pushing for the victory. But even if he loses the expansion now, there could still be a Tree of Eternity, but this is kind of not what you want. It's colorful ready. Mountain Giants.
He doesn't have much supply, 68.
Yeah.
Wasn't quite able to go back to 80. I mean, he's had to buy a bunch of items. He's having to replenish the anti-magic potion as well. There goes one more. Goes straight for the backline yet again. He's going to be 2 staff early on. But then there's no Mortars to kill the Dryads, which, I mean, maybe it's not the end of the world because he's still killing the Bears decently.
Oh, man. Holy Light constantly. Siphon on the Tinker is actually quite good, so he can't spam his rockets that big, that much.
Yeah, Rocket lands on everything, including the Blood Mage that was siphoning the Warden. Is very important here, but Giants still dying. Those 3/3 upgrades have been so insane the entire game. Another Rocket set. He's going to have to staff the Warden out of there.
Paladin is in a little bit of trouble. Had a potion. Moves the Knights back, but that's a lot of Knight kills coming. Clap is not that impactful as it was in the last fight because there's few bears.
And Warden, very ambitious. Immediately blinks in.
Look at
go for the Tinker.
The mana transfer rate with Siphon is just so insane. Double level up. And that's big ones.
MK back to full mana.
It's just 60 mana per second, man. This is just nuts.
And there's no Moonwells left.
Oh yeah, everything's hurt. And Mortars are back.
I think that fight in the top right just sealed it for Chaemiko. Colorful went there without anti-magic potion because he auto-piloted it in the bottom left, and then after that...
True, it wasn't even necessary to use that anti-magic. I just realized as you say it.
Yeah, and it was the reason why he didn't have it in the top right, and he got siphoned to death. By like 1 second.
Exactly.
This game actually kind of makes me want to try MK first.
Nice to see influence on this. Oh, again. Into the backline, but right next to the Siphon. There's the anti-magic again. Tinker gets surrounded. Is the staff ready? Doesn't seem... Oh, last second.
Oh my god, he transferred it. He had to transfer it because the Warden didn't have a staff. Somehow got through. Blinks away here yet again. I don't know why, because he had anti-magic potion anyway, but that Mountain King is having a field day, clapping everything. There's still a lot of Knights and Breakers left over. Tinker, he's hiding in the back of the base.
Yeah, you can't do anything. And if there's a little bit of focus on the Blood Mage, there's an Invo Potion. Mountain King kills these bears like it's
the Avatar. Oh no!
Bye.
Oh my god, the Spirits could have done so much.
It was about to expire anyway, because he had to move all the way back. And there's no army for Colorful anymore. Like 2 Dryads and the Heroes, that's it. Level 6. Give me for Cosmodan.
He's gonna try to dodge the storm bolts with a staff. Oh, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He just blinks away. He lets the Tinker.
That's the Tinker die.
He could have dodged it.
Oh, siphon. Just too much. Chaemiko down to 50, so he's losing a lot of units as well.
Chaemiko is balls deep.
Yeah.
Instead of that Night Elf base. Gets a surround on the Warden.
It's seriously only the Warden. That's it.
Yeah, nice banish actually saves the Mortar there. And there's still I'm guessing it's triple staff. It's at least double staff on the human.
Yeah.
So he keeps on healing this army and replenishing.
Chaemiko
But he's not mining anymore.
Yeah, I thought the same. Like the bear taking care of it, but that is no one mining anymore.
What is this game?
How does this end?
I think human wins because he got way more. And Colorful's just gonna tap out. Wow, that was sick.
Damn, Chaemiko making it into the semi-final in another tournament against LawLiet tomorrow, actually. So our semi-final stands like this with 1-0 versus Sock and Chaemiko versus LawLiet. Pretty good tournament for the humans so far.
Yeah, and it's not even Infi or TH. So the Korean humans, they are really the ones showing the way right now.
Again, yeah, that's really impressive. And how different it was. I mean, Chaemiko's MK is one of the best. It was a fine game here on Terranas. Good decision making. And then he does not make this one mistake that Colorful did. And that's in the end what can decide a series. Like that's pro Warcraft in 2020. It oftentimes comes down to this one mistake.
Yeah, there's going to be some 6 semis actually. 120 versus Sock. I'm in particular excited for this one. We don't see, I feel like in not enough of those tournaments do we see undead versus human matchups.
Yeah.
Maybe because some of the humans sometimes they off race and stuff. And then in this case, we didn't even see Sock versus Lucifer.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't broadcasted.
Yeah, I got the replays from someone, but I had no time to check it yet. So yeah, I hope that 1-0 is not off racing tomorrow to whatever, Night Elf or something. Yeah, TH goes Night Elf all the time now. Infi, I'm not too sure. If it's against Happy, then he oftentimes plays Orc, of course, as seemed to be the
If 1-0 beats Happy with Orc, then he beat Lean in Undead versus Orc, and then he off races and lose to Sock. I think we're gonna need an intervention. I'll take him and WZ. I can have a talk with both of them.
I would love to hear that. We got through the day, even though it was a super bumpy start into this. Thanks, Todd, for being by my side. That's all for today. Will you start your stream now?
Not now. I think I will have some rest.
All right.
For a bit. But thank you for having me, and I'll see you later.
We'll see each other definitely tomorrow as we have the town hall. Which episode is it?
I think 9.
Wow.
Yeah. That was sick.
How late does it start tomorrow?
9 p.m.
9 p.m. And we're going to be there with Bidou and Gascan and Agent and Sword Puppy.
Sword Puppy, yeah.
Exactly. It's going to be
the big drama show episode.
We have lots of things to talk about, bans and everything revolving around that. So it's going to be interesting. We have players' perspective, admin's perspective, tournament organizers' perspective, and whatever Bidou is. So, nice group of people. So yeah, Todd, have a fine afternoon. I'm going to get ready for Creepjack. See you later.